Yeah, ha 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 ha. Yeah, ha 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 ha. Yeah.
We're back, bitches!
Ah, what a lovely day. What do you guys think? The capital of Russia is mozzarella. 2 plus 2 equals coconut. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's seen better days. Breaker, what the hell happened to you?
Sorry, he kinda got damaged after the war. I tried to repair him, but I guess engineering isn't my doctrine.
Why didn't you just give him to me? Working on tech is kind of my thing.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna need a little bit of work under the hood.
How long do you think it'll take?
Maybe the course of a single review if we put pedal to the metal. But what about the review? What if we need you guys?
It's She-Ra. How much help do we actually need?
Meow.
Okay then, you guys work on Breaker 7. We'll handle the review. This is The Price of Power. The episode begins at Bright Moon where we last left off. Shadow Weaver creeping on Adora. Adora wakes up and readies herself for combat as Shadow Weaver collapses to the ground. Yeah, she's not looking so hot. We later cut to Queen Queen Debbie, as she's trying to figure out how Shadow Weaver got in the first place, while holding her prisoner in a luxury room. Why?
Well, technically, it's the spare room, but it is more than adequate as a holding cell. We removed the cushions. Most of the cushions.
How has the Horde not killed you yet? Seriously, how? I have never seen such an incompetent ruler before.
I'd like to throw in my 2 cents, for that is the most unintentionally metal thing I've ever heard.
Squeeze me?
Think about it. They don't have any prisons. Therefore, they don't take prisoners. So, whenever they capture someone of the Horde, or someone breaking the law, the punishments can either be community service, pay a fine, or straight up death sentence. No in between.
That does sound pretty metal, but you might be giving her too much credit. So Adora wants to be there when they interrogate her in order to ask her a few questions of her own. But Princess Debbie decides to not let Adora in because the two of them are too close. Justifiable reasons. Heck, even Princess Tumbler and Beta Boy, for all their infinite wisdom, say that it's a bad idea. And Adora takes it as about as well as you expect. And by that I mean as about as well as you expect the writers to handle this kind of conundrum. We then cut to Shadow Weaver, who discovers she's in a rather luxurious prison cell. Yeah, get the incompetence of Queen Debbie out of the way, as they begin their interrogation. And it's not so much an interrogation, so much as Shadow Weaver going out of her way to piss off the royals. I have to admit, I enjoyed this scene. But we also see that Shadow Weaver is not looking too hot, and that she will only reveal her secrets to Adora. We later cut to the Fright Zone, as we see Catra in the exact same prison cell she had Shadow Weaver in, locked up and waiting for her trial, which is nothing more than a public shaming. But then we see Scorpina, who's trying to break her out. But Catra refuses her kind gesture and openly mocks her, hiding the fact that she doesn't want Scorpina to get in trouble, but telling her that only idiots would be so compassionate because that's what got her in this mess to begin with. So, even though Scorpina doesn't want to, she runs off, as Catra resigns herself to her fate. And I think this scene pretty much solidifies Catra as one of the most interesting characters on the show.
She's fucked up. She knows she fucked up. She tries hard to hide the fact that she fucked up. But now, she's even more fucked up by trying to hide it.
But the friendship that she's built up with Scorpina, and the pride that she's had since the beginning, won't allow her to bring Scorpina down with her. So she convinces her that it's all right. It's kind of sad that we get a scene like this involving Catra, when the next scenes involving Adora go like this.
Yeah, back at Castle Brightmoon, we get a bunch of stupid gags, not even that funny, of Adora trying and failing to go see Shadow Weaver, with all of her attempts thwarted by Princess Tumbler. Adora says that she has to go see her, and Glimmer says that no, she's evil. She used to be part of the Horde. And even Bow says something that's, when you really think about it, pretty discriminatory. 'Cause yeah, everyone from the Horde is evil. Everyone from the Horde is bad. No one from the Horde can be trusted, except your one best friend, 'cause she's the exception. Anyone else feel like this line is, pretty non-PC for a PC show? Well, if I nitpick every line, we'd be here all day. As Adora says that she has to believe Shadow Weaver can change, because she was part of the Horde too, and she changed, so she has to give the benefit of the doubt to Shadow Weaver, which is why she has to talk to her. So she convinces Bow and Tumbler to help her out. So we cut back to Shadow Weaver's interrogation as she continues to troll the hell out of the princesses, and they're beside themselves with what to do with her. Shadow Weaver remains adamant about not talking to anyone but Adora, and from the looks of things with Shadow Weaver, she doesn't have a lot of time left, so they don't know what to do. But with one Beta Boy Bow distraction later, Shadow Weaver finally gets her wish. Adora. With Princess Tumbler in tow, threatening her with those sparkles. Shadow Weaver then reveals she's dying, and the only reason she came to see Adora is to see Adora. This upsets Adora because despite her being technically the enemy, she doesn't want to see the woman who practically raised her to be dying right in front of her, not when she could do something about it. So, she turns into She-Ra, attempting to try to heal her. Glimmer says it's a bad idea, but what choice does She-Ra have? But, of course, she doesn't really know how to control her magic yet. But thankfully, the greatest master is literally sitting in a hump right there, who has nothing left but to gain from any knowledge she passes on to She-Ra at this point. So, She-Ra reluctantly agrees to Shadow Weaver's teachings.
Wow, he's been in monstrously need of an update. I haven't seen coding this old since the word leet was unironically popular.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the only thing holding his chassis together is rust. This thing's seen a lot of miles. I'm not sure how much I'll be actually able to salvage.
What are we going to do?
I have no idea. He's gonna need way more than a tune-up to fix his problems.
So, how about we upgrade him?
What, you mean like build a new one?
Sure, as long as we keep his memory banks and his primary personality intact, and we would be able to transfer him into a new compatible system.
That's actually not a bad idea. Hold on, I got some Cybertronian tech that we can upgrade him with.
How'd you get that?
I scavenged after the war.
We cut back to the Fright Zone as Lord Hordak and Entrapta are working on the portal. Entrapta discovered a new piece of First One's tech in the barren waste, and she wants Catra to go retrieve it for her, but is shocked to find that Lord Hordak has sentenced Catra to death. Entrapta pleads for Catra's life, saying of how much value she is, but Hordak dismisses her. But Entrapta keeps being Entrapta, trying to convince him otherwise, and says that she needs him to go to the barren waste to get the First One's tech. And, well, Hordak is Hordak. He dismisses her downright, and completely shoves her off. But her pleas don't entirely fall on deaf ears. We cut back to Brightmoon, as She-Ra and Shadow Weaver are training in magic. She-Ra tries, but fails to produce so much as a spark, and Shadow Weaver knows exactly why. She-Ra is holding herself back, because of fear. She's afraid of what she can do with her powers, and who she might hurt. And the only way she's gonna conquer her fear is to face it. So with Shadow Weaver's guiding hand, she trains She-Ra in the ways of mysticisms. And she's able to unlock Super Saiyan Avatar Saint Messiah powers. But before she can do anything with them, Princess Debbie comes in. boy, you failed. But before she could do anything, She-Ra heals Shadow Weaver with her magical power. But, even though it was her first attempt, she snaps back into her Dora state. But this ultimately cures Shadow Weaver, and now we get to hear what Shadow Weaver's great evil plan was. Her plan was that she literally had nowhere else to go. Yeah, that's it. She wants to take down Hordak and the rest of the Horde just as badly as they do. And Adora's technically the only one she can trust. You know, because she's Shadow Weaver. And she also regales them with Hordak's evil plan. He plans on opening a portal, releasing his real armies into Etheria. Since they're so incompetent, they can barely hold back even a small fraction of his forces. If he sends in the entire troops, there's no way they can defeat that big of an army. And Shadow Weaver also reveals that Hordak has used the portal successfully once before. And this is where we jump the shark. Shadow Weaver reveals that when Lord Hordak used the portal once before, only one thing came through. One. A baby. A blonde-haired, blue-eyed baby. Adora. Adora is an alien from another world. Of course, they don't believe Shadow Weaver at first, but she makes her argument. Who else in this world could save a dying woman from death? Who else can wield the power of She-Ra? And this causes Adora to go into a bit of a tizzy and run. She runs to the one person who can confirm all this, Lighthope. And Lighthope, of course, does confirm it. She was sent here from another world. Hordak picked her up and essentially raised her as, well, Shadow Weaver raised her as her own daughter. Now, I'm not entirely sure how to take this news. I mean, to reveal a plot point as weird as this one must consider one thing. How does this affect the story? With the constant mentioning of Eternia, as well as She-Ra's chant for the honor of Grayskull, and now hearing that fact that she herself is from another world, it kind of feels like they're setting up a He-Man spin-off.
Well, that can't happen. He-Man is owned by a different company.
This is probably just speculation. I'm not entirely sure how revealing the fact that She-Ra is from another world, or Adora is from another world for this matter, affects the story at all. Well, after hearing she's from another world and confirming it, Adora starts having a bit of a breakdown, wondering who she is, where she comes from, how'd she get here, what's going on, who is she? Lighthope says that these facts are irrelevant. Why? Because she's She-Ra. Her home is Etheria, and her friends and family are right here. This is her home. Adora says, well, who's the one who chose me to be She-Ra? Don't I get a choice in all this? And Lighthope goes, no, you do not. Go fuck yourself. And Adora runs off with Lighthope saying, oh no, it's happening again. So, wait, hold on. So, Lighthope pretty much confirmed that Adora isn't the first She-Ra to have this kind of mental breakdown. I would assume not. Personally, I'm more bewildered by the fact that She-Ras just don't spawn here. So they get all their She-Ras on loan from Eternia. That's speculation, but the series is kind of pointing to that. So Adora goes back to Brightmoon to tell her friends that she's going to the Barren Waste, since that's the only place that has any kind of answers to who she is and where she came from. And of course, Tumblr and Beta agree to go with her. But then we cut back to the Horde, as Catra gets on trial for her crimes. But Hordak pretty much is sentencing her to death regardless, so this is more or less setting an example. But, plot twist, Entraptra saved Catra by Hearing her advice, Hordak changed Catra's sentence. She's not sentenced to Beast Island. She's sentenced to get a piece of First One's tech from the barren waste, where no one comes back alive. So, pretty much, come back with it, or don't come back at all. That is Catra's sentence. And that was the price of power. And I finally feel as though this story is finally telling a story.
Yeah, She-Ra, you can't fool us. We know that this is just part 2 of season 2. You can't pull this whole 3rd season shit when there's only 6 episodes. With Catra being pushed to the sideline, She-Ra and Adora are finally getting the development that they've been so desperately needing.
But even still, the Horde managed to get just enough screen time to make events move for them as well.
The princesses are still incompetent, but at least the story is finally focusing on She-Ra.
Indeed, but only time will tell if they keep this track record up. A lot happened in this episode, so let's see if they can follow it up. Until then, we're the Cartoon Gentlemen, the organizers of Chaos as Vintage Kings, and we'll see you all next time.
So is everything going all right in here?
Yeah, how's Breaker? Well, we managed to fix him.
And make him look better than ever.
Feast your eyes on the new
Breaker 7!
Shiny.